everyone's doing fine. Um, what shall tonight's topic be, ladies and gentlemen? Oh, I know. The WWE. Okay, full disclosure. I've been a wrestling fan from my mother's womb. Yeah, even in her womb, I was a wrestling fan. So I do, unlike most fans today, have a long standing history. I'm not just watching, but also caring. See, a lot of people watch wrestling and they go, oh, it's fake. And I care about wrestlers, their family, their children. Not all of them, though. Because, as you'll see, not everybody is deserving of respect. Okay, let's put it this way. Not everyone associated with any wrestling company, not just that one, any wrestling company, not all of them are worthy of respect. And so we're going to touch on a few things. Mainly, well, Vic, you done did it now. Okay, about these sex trafficking allegations. Do I believe he's capable of it? Yes. Do I believe the victim? Oh, yes, I do. Because I know that for a lot of you, this may be your first major WWE scandal, but it sure ain't mine. I've lived through the steroid scandal, the ring boy scandal, at least part of that. I mean, I was, no, I was a, no, hear this. I was a child and, Phil Donahue, I would watch it but not really understand everything because, like I said, I was a child. But yeah, the ring boy scandal. I mean, there's been a whole bunch of different things that Vince has done that people have found questionable. Like the way they handled the death of Owen Hart. That, mm, the way they handled the death, and yes, I will say his name, Chris Benoit. I'll tell you how I really feel about Chris Benoit. And in my estimation, you can go, oh, you're just, call me what you will, because I really don't care, because I'm not the type of person that lets the media tell me how to feel. I repeat, the media can't tell me how to feel. The media can't tell me what to believe. The media can make its case, and then I'll do my own research. And I'm telling you what I believe is that Chris Benoit did not murder his family. I'm telling you this because other things that I've noticed have come to light. Now, if I get into it, you're going to be like, you're a conspiracy theorist. And if I am, so what? So what that I choose to think for myself and question so-called facts placed in evidence? I said so-called because we know that in this day and age, facts can be manipulated. They always have been, honestly, but it's so much more easier now. Even with everybody having a camera, how can I put this? The way they handled the death of China, the death of Umanga, there are certain things that Prince didn't do that he should have done. Certain ways of honoring the fallen that he should have done that he didn't. But let's not get into that because I'll be talking about that all night. I want to go really into the fact that for the life of me, I can't figure out why Vincent Kennedy McMahon, with all his power, influence, and money, chose to prey on a vulnerable woman for kicks. I mean, I know that after a while, when you have so much money, it bores you or whatnot. Whatever how they want to put it, but, I was just appalled when I heard the allegations. And I'm still trying to come to terms with it now. Believe me now, I have not watched a WWE anything for the past almost 6 years. I want to say right around the first lockdown is when I stopped. Because that was the time, whenever the WWE started with the Monday Night Messiah, that's when I cut them off. Now, I know they did not have that angle for long, and people will be like, well, that was just a storyline. Listen, your convictions are yours, mine are mine. And my convictions say that when you blaspheme against my Jesus, my Savior, it's alright for me because you wouldn't do that to anybody else's religion. You wouldn't do that to Muslims, Buddhists, nobody but those believers in Jesus. Because we're fair game, right? We've always been fair game. Us and Jews. And by the way, I'm a Messianic Jew, so there you go. I cover two two things all at once. So let me be frank with you. That's when I stopped watching any WWE programming, any WWE pay-per-view. I did not watch them on YouTube. And it's not like I stopped caring for the wrestlers that were still there. No, in actuality, I just could not support what they were part of. Period. And that's because of the way I feel. Do I really care about anybody else having an opinion about this? Nah. When it came to the Monday Night Messiah angle, it was, I can't do this because I love Jesus more than the WWE. And when you do something that is highly offensive to me, then I gotta put it down because I love Jesus more. And the thing is, people will say it's just a storyline, it's fictional television. But let me put it to you like this. How much of television are you allowing to mock you in your home? Good question. How much of TV are you allowing to make a mockery of you and your belief play in your home where your children can see? And then you want your children to respect whatever God you respect, but you bring the mockery into your home and see nothing wrong with the mockery. Anywho, I'll be honest. Basically, that was the last time we watched. And when I say we, myself and my aunt, we just cut it off. We talked about it amongst ourselves and we're like, oh, they done did it now, we out. And, you know how wonderful God is. Right around that time, a little bit before, a miraculous new company started up. It was called AEW. And I was like, this is new. And when I watched it, I was like, wait, this is new, but this is a return to the old days. This is a return to the wrestling I grew up with. When we're then not afraid to bleed and really fight. Not this playground kind of. No, they get down and dirty. Yeah, people bleed. Most of the time, it's purely accidental. Except when John Moxley goes into the ring and then you just expect the Crimson Mask to either be on him or somebody else. But I do want to bring out the fact that there's a lot that the WWE has done and hid over the years. There are things that we find out that, okay, I'm just going to say it, and I'm going to make this clear. I watched a video on wrestlers that have died in the WWE, and literally, the thing was just a moving scroll line of picture wrestler columns of deaths underneath. And I began to take stock of that. And once you know they all die of the same causes, cancer, something related to cardiac arrest, heart disease or something, there's suicide by hanging, suicide by accidental overdose or intentional overdose, there's a gunshot to the head. I mean, and they all basically say the same thing. I have yet to see a wrestler die of natural causes. And let me say that again, I have yet, and I'm not saying that there aren't any, I'm just saying it's very rare for a wrestler to die on their own of natural causes. There's usually something traumatic that happens to them, either self-inflicted or otherwise, and bam, they're dead. Now, I've noticed, and yes, they were like, well, what about AEW? AEW hasn't been around long enough to clock in enough deaths. They had Brody Lee, but I caution you, because before Brody Lee was in AEW, he was where? WWE. Just saying, since things don't smell right, they don't look right, and you ought to leave things alone. Because, I'm just going to say it, Vincent Kennedy McMahon is just as, actually he's more diabolical than Trump because he actually has good sense. And he knows how to actively manipulate crowds of people. The man moved like Hitler for years. Let's just call a spade a spade. The man was charismatic and moved like Hitler to the point where you love to hate him. Now we just hate and hate him. Actually, I don't hate him, I pity him. Because in all honesty, how pathetic do you have to be to have all that money, power, prestige, I mean, you have a legacy. And you're like, yeah, I don't want to be a scumbag and sex traffic a young woman and use her vulnerability against her. That's a scumbag right there. Because there's nothing, no reason, as your theme song said, sir, no chance in hell, that anybody that valued what they had would do what you did. And I don't get it. I really don't. I don't understand how, in this day and age, us being who we are as human beings, in this stage of humanity, how did he get away with this for so long? Oh, that's right. He enlisted other people and made them complicit in the sex trafficking. And hear me out. Leonidas, as far as what I know now, is claiming that the same coercion that went with the victim of the victim giving it to Vince and doing whatever Vince said is the same way Leonidas got to be involved with said victim because he had to obey Vince. Oh, please. John Leonidas, or as I like to call him, Mr. Laryngitis, is not a victim. He's a coward. He's shameful. And I feel so sorry for his wife. But no, he's not a victim. His wife is a victim. His stepchildren and his supposed grandchildren are victims, not him. Because if you don't know, he's married to Nikki and Brie Bella's mother. They made a statement when everything hit the fan. They made their statement, and I felt bad that they needed to make one because this had nothing to do with them at all. Pardon me. So it's kind of hard to put into words because as bad as Vince was, and trust me, he's been pretty foul from the get-go. This was something I never expected to be associated with anyone even remotely connected to the McMahons. Forgive me, I thought that scumbaggery and evil had its limits in one human being. I mean, I should have known something was up when we remembered how good friends him and Trump were. Like I said, Trump once said grab her by the pussy, and then McMahon takes it all the way to the extreme, and that's more than just that. So, we have all these things going on in the WWE right now that are serious matters, which I believe PKO is really trying to get a handle on and push to separate his scandals from the business. But here's the kicker. I don't know how true this is. I'm getting my sources from YouTube videos, and one said that Vince is still firmly in power, which would not surprise me. For you do know that you can be in power and under indictment. I mean, and I don't even think it's gotten to that level yet. But, sometimes the WWE will make a show of things. Like, right when the Ring Boy scandal hit, some people lost their jobs entirely, but Pat Patterson and Jared Briscoe were able to supposedly resign, and then I think it was 6 months to a year and a half later be brought right back. These are the things that Vince was good for doing, which is take a hiatus, let things settle down, and then bring back the offending party because you need them. Vince McMahon has been a horrible, horrible scumbag. But you know what? I gotta bring up somebody else in this one. By the way, this other person I'm gonna bring up doesn't even have the last name of McMahon. It's Paul the Best. Triple H. Shut to Hurst Helpley. What a joke. Honestly, when Stephanie left, I expected him to leave. And the reason I expected him to leave when his wife left was because that's your wife. And if she got fed up with her own daddy, her daddy, left her daddy, and told you that, I gotta go, I can't take this, why were you staying there? And don't tell me it was for the locker room, because we all know when Vince got friendly making power,